All right, folks, it's Mariano Rivera Day here at the ballpark. New York Yankees relief pitcher, first to ever get inducted into the Hall of Fame unanimously. Every sport, first ever. I have been in the Yankee Stadium at night in October, and the hollow sound up in the air of now pitching Mariano Rivera. You know the video we had earlier, the last night on the hill of the New York Yankees. Did you save the spot where he's at? Let's give another 2 minutes. We started 2 minutes. We're not going back. I'll give you another minute of this, okay? This is Mariano Rivera, his last night on the hill at Yankee Stadium. A big goodbye send-off. Let's go with that. Folks, if you're a Yankee fan out there today, you knew that if Joe Torre, now that was Joe Girardi, but if Joe Torre could get to the 8th inning, 8th, maybe 9th, but get to that 8th inning, get it down, he needed 5 outs, 4 outs, 3. If you're a Yankee fan and you knew if Joe could get that game right to that point, and they called out number 42, Big Mo, out of the bullpen, the Sandman, you're getting ready to get put to sleep, baby. You felt good as a Yankee fan. Now, on the other side of that coin, your nerves were shot postseason play. If the Yankees pushed that to the 8th inning, okay, and they were able to bring out Rivera, 11 runs. He gave up 11 runs in his entire relief pitching career. There are more people, I think more people walked on the moon, or apparently walked, or maybe walked. For all of you out there that don't know if we went to the moon, they walked in the sands in Arizona, then actually hit the ball against Mariano Rivera. If you were an opponent and you watched him, You watched Joe Torre head to the mound, and you're like, 1 out in the 8th. You're like, oh, God, if he pulls 42, we're in a mess. Anyhow, there you go. So I don't have a lot of time left. If you're looking for a job, you know what I mean? I mean, if you're a government worker out there and you're looking for a job, let's go to number 2. And that's a joke, but let me tell you something. I get tired of hearing things. This is a job. Pilgrim's over here, it's giving a $1,000 hiring bonus, full and part-time. Benefits, 401k, I mean, signing bonuses, there you can apply right there. I looked this up. I see this online. I saved the picture. I was like, you know what? There's jobs out there. We need people to work. Maybe that's where the El Salvadorans are headed now. One more thing we want you to watch for. Go to number 1. Now, go like our Facebook page, FetcherNews.com, because coming up, they're doing it right now. They're working on this, a Valentine's Day giveaway. Now, I'm not working on this. I'm going to look you right in the camera. If you're waiting for me to give something away for Valentine's Day, just keep on waiting, okay? Go down to that bus stop and sit there and don't move. Because if you're waiting on me, but the staff here, they're all worked up. They got this thing going on. The florist, a massage, movie tickets right there from the theater over here, the fancy seat theater, I call it. River Street Tavern. You can have a dinner there. There's going to be a certificate in there to eat dinner there. Carrington Coffee, they are working on this right now, so you need to pay attention to that. There's a way to win that. Movie tickets, dinner, movie tickets, massage. Oh, man, you name it. They're working on it. FetchYourNews.com. Don't be waiting for me. Don't wait for me. But the staff here, they're working on something very nice, okay? So let's move right along. I knew this was coming, okay? Let's go to number 15. I told you yesterday I could care less. I can care less, okay, who the Democrats nominate. Every one of these, this is announced 2020 Democrat candidates that have announced, okay? And you got your mayor down there from, he's gay, South Bend, Indiana, and the gay mayor there, and Julio Castro and Pocahontas and a little hodgepodge of Star Wars bar scene there. But anyhow, this is going to happen on a daily basis. So I'm just telling you right now, keep an eye open. This will happen on a daily basis. And I wondered when this would happen. And give me number 25. They're running the polling, all right, MSNBC. This was at 3:10 a.m. 2020 presidential general election. Biden, everybody beats Trump. So get ready for that, okay? I'm not going to highlight these candidates. I'm not highlighting their circus show, okay? Their big top, Pee-wee's Big Top Democrat circus show, you know, with Ocasio. I don't give, this is how many F's I give about it, okay? I give this many F's about their circus show. But I will tell you this, don't get frustrated. This is going to happen now all the way through the election. They're going to run polling, okay, public policy polling. And as you can see, everybody beats Trump. Here's the good news. Trump stays at 41 to 42 against all of them. Okay, Joe gets 53, Bernie 51. Now Kamala, not Carr, so there's no R in there. Kamala Harris goes to 48, under 50%. O'Rourke 47, Elizabeth Warren 48, Cory Booker, that would be Spartacus, and Kirsten, dumb as a box of rocks, Gillibrand, she gets 47. Now, and the new mayor, the mayor from South Bend, the gay guy from South Bend, Indiana, nobody has done any polling on that. I'm just telling you, get ready. That's going to happen on a daily basis. I've got, let's see what else I have here that I want to make sure happens. Hang tight. We're on our way. Have they found somebody rummaging through a... Oh, you know, MSNBC, they always come up... Let's go with number 19. They always find their token... they always find their token Republican Party former chairman, Michael Steele. What did you think I was going to say? Really? What did you think I was going to say? That's their token? I mean, look at how many lines he wraps up for them, okay? Black. Let me look. I got to think twice. But yeah, black. Says he's a Republican. Former head of the RNC. I mean, he checks off a lot of boxes, people. That's MSC always goes to him. But anyhow, I had to throw that in there. I know, you people, I don't know what to think. I just said token. What's that supposed to mean? All right, here's the one don't want to pass up. Number 24, before we close today. The decline of the White House press briefing under Trump. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Not a one this year. Not a one this year. Okay? Why? Okay? Because the president is not going to let these clowns, number 38, run the show. He's not going to let the clowns run the show, and he's not going to let her, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, be mistreated anymore. So this clown right here, this schmuck, all right, that was down there showing everybody how a border barrier would work. Jim Acosta from CNN, remember he threw his little tantrum, his little baby fit on the floor. President pulled his credentials. He had no cred. He had no street cred anymore. He couldn't get in. They met him at the front gate of the White House. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. The moose out front should have told you it's closed to you. Well, we're going to need your card. We're going to need your card. Cut it up. Remember, they took him to court, and the court said, hey, you can't stop this little weasel from coming in. Okay, I tell you what, we'll just stop the press conferences altogether. There you go. So we'll go with that. We don't want to leave that unsaid. Now, what else do we want to do today before we go? I have something else here I want to do. I don't want to miss it. Come on now, BKP. Find it, find it, find it. There's another story here I want to do before we leave today. And maybe, let's see where it's... Oh, by the way, okay. I told you this article was out there, and I better check. Let me just check the highlights, okay, and make sure there's not something happening out there that I missed. All right. Nathan Phillips keeps changing his story. Okay, we know he's a liar. That's on that website. Let me just check a couple things here so that way at the end of the show. Because I tell you what, a lot of things are dropping at 9:45, okay? Maduro is on the brink over in Venezuela, so we're getting ready to take that out. He's getting ready to be taken out over there. We're on another day that I do not care what Rudy Giuliani said. Okay, I don't care. Let me check one more website to see if there's anything on this website that's breaking right now. Freshman Dem faces backlash from fresh attack on Covington students. This is this Muslim. We've talked about Catholic, but you know this is Rep. Ahan Omar faces backlash for new attacks on Covington student. So we knew that was coming. So I told you this was out there, and I call him the murderer. This guy should be put in prison. Now, let me ask you a question, and I don't know if you can hear this. Listen to this. Oh, wait a minute.
Of anti-Semitic remarks. 2012.
Sorry, I want to get rid of that. All right.
Viable. Viable. Viable.
Capable of working successfully, feasibly.
Viable.
Okay. So, New York passes, I brought this up before we left, New York passes bill expanding abortion access. All right. Lawmakers in New York on Tuesday, yesterday, approved, and I brought this to you 2 weeks ago. I told you this was happening 2 weeks ago. All right. Lawmakers in New York on Tuesday approved legislation expanding women's access to abortions in the state. The Reproductive Health Act passed the state Senate by a vote of 38-24 and the state assembly by 92-47. Now, that actually New York used to have a Republican majority that stopped this legislation for years. The legislation was then signed into law by New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, a murderer. He is a murderer. The legislation has previously been blocked for years by Republicans, but was easily approved by Democrats who now control both chambers. The bill allows a woman to get abortions after 24 weeks. After 24 weeks. If their life or health is threatened by the pregnancy, in addition to permitting women to have abortions at any time if the fetus is not viable. That sounds like so many decisions that can be judgment calls. Life as a judgment call. Whether you get to enjoy life or not is a judgment call. Whether somebody 10 minutes before you are born or should be born decides you're not viable. Well, I know you're yelling back at me. I always can feel when you're just sensationalizing this. There's going to be doctors and there's going to be things and there's going to be things that say what's viable and what's not viable. No, I don't think there will be. I think there'll be the Women's Health Reproduction Clinic of anything viable. Anything viable. There it is. Everything's viable. Everything must go. It doesn't matter. If you are a federal worker, no, bring that back. Okay, so pop up the clinic, the Women's Reproductive Health Viable Decision Clinic, where we decide what's viable. After 21 months, we will decide what your health, if your health is causing an issue. At any time, folks, any time. Abortion at any time, if the fetus is not viable. Woo! A murderer. He is a murderer. And you think there's no coincidence. Put up, you think there's no coincidence in this legislation. Okay, all right, there's here, and there's here. Over here, you have the heartbeat bill. The beginning of life, heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Heartbeat bill, beginning of life. Here, you have the end, viable, anytime. Anytime. 2 words there, anytime. Okay? From here to here. Going to the Supreme Court of the United States. Who is going to be allowed to decide the words viable? Who is going to be the one to decide health? Who's going to make the judgments? Will there be a list on the wall? Oh, excuse me. So, okay, you do next week. You don't think it's viable? Hold on, let me pull down the chart. Here's our list of viable. I understand. People are yelling at me now saying I don't know. If my brother would give me permission to use her picture, I would show you what the hell don't know means. I do know what it means to be born the size of my hand and fit in my palm. I do know what that means. I do know what it means for a 32-year-old deaf and blind young lady to be living in this world and going through this world. I do know. So I'm just saying, I understand you can pick your viable. But if you think this doesn't have to do with number 6, number 9, number 9, Howard Dean, number 8, Catholic kid, the Catholic kid, number 8, number 10, potential nominee, pre-file, Amy Coney Barrett, 46 years old. Look at how long she would be on the bench. She would be number 6. It would no longer be a 5-4 court. She would be number 6, okay? And during the time that she was being considered for the Seventh Circuit, she had received considerable attention after Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee, notably Dianne Feinstein of California, grilled her on her role of her Catholic faith in judging. Oh yeah, you think? No. You are badly mistaken if you think every bit of it doesn't go together. Sorry, I'm just a little choked up over that. That really bothers me that that guy is absolutely a murderer. All right, let's see. I'm looking to see if I have anything left here. Don't forget the last two things. Let's go to 35 really quick. The food pantry for federal workers springs up. All right. They are out there aggressively looking for a federal worker to go through a dumpster now. Yes, they will be dumpster diving federal workers, I think, by the end of the week. I think by the end, today's Wednesday, by the end of the week, we will have federal workers that have no choice but to go out to the restaurant and see if there's any half-eaten, biscuits. And then 36, CNN is starting to treat this like a natural disaster. That has, they're going to have concerts. By the weekend, there'll be a concert. Maybe Bruce Springsteen will do something. Maybe they'll dust Willie Nelson off, and change it from farm aid to federal worker aid. And impact your world, aid for federal workers. Go to cnn.com/impact. They're trying to help in every way they can with this disaster hostage situation you're living through. And last but not least, number 30, I want to leave with this. 5.7 billion for the border wall. You heard my segment earlier. That's a drop. So if DACA is unconstitutional, with Obama, it's unconstitutional now. Don't let Mitch McConnell send it through. Call your Call your senator today. Put up those numbers. Call your senator today if you still have that. David Perdue for us and Johnny Isaacson, and let them know, no, absolutely not. If you're going to do amnesty for DACA, you do everything. Finished, done, sealed, chain migration, catch and release. You do everything. You do not do any partial deal for $5.7 billion. Spit on that. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow. I can't wait to get here on Thursday. Take us out, Josh.